Mark my words, team. This is going to be a phenomenon that is not going to end soon and is probably not going to end well for a lot of people, whether you're enlisted or officer. In this case, it has to do with the Marine Corps' audit of some cyber officers' records that commits some to more service. Now, why are we conducting audits in the military? We've already looked at this briefly as related to another branch, and here we have the Marine Corps conducting an audit of all the contracts that have been signed. And as people begin to start getting out, the service is saying, you know what, you owe us more time. You signed the dotted line. You said you're going to do X, Y, and Z for a specific period of time, and you have to own up to it. And I'm sorry that you thought that it was something else, but here's the reality. Here's the gut check. Here's the old big green weenie coming at you again. Team, this machine has been moving for a long time, and the same kind of issues that we're seeing now, this is nothing new. But when you have all branches of service who are saying that we're not meeting retention standards and we're not meeting recruitment standards, you're going to have some serious audits that are going to look all the way down to the bottom of that pile of weeds to find the one blade of grass that they can keep for a little bit longer. In this case, it happened to this Marine Corps officer who was preparing to move on. He was getting ready to go out on terminal leave, and the Marine Corps said, "Hey, not so quick there, buddy. You actually owe us a few more years of service. Remember back after we sent you through all this training and you signed the dotted line saying you're going to do 6 years of service? Man, that's an obligation you got to hold up to." So, of course, this is, putting this dude's life changes and life plans and goals on hold. It certainly may have a huge impact for him, and I hope this dude is able to figure some stuff out. But when you have specifically these branches where the military spends a ton of money on training, they want their return on that investment, and they're not going to pay to send you to school and then pay to train you for you just to be able to say, "Ha, I got mine. I'm going to get out." So this is going to be interesting. And I think this is a phenomenon, again, team, that we're not going to see go anywhere anytime soon. The military is going to get theirs. And that's why you need to pay attention before you just sign your life away, whether it's on a, enlistment contract and, you're not getting a something that you thought, if that recruiter told you something verbally and that's not in the contract, you're not going to get whatever it was that they told you, right? If you're going to sign a re-enlistment contract, man, these guys, they're going to start turning in recruiters verbally promising everything that they can to get you to sign the dotted line, right? Yeah, we'll send you to this school. We'll get you to this MOS or to this location. But if it is not in your contract, then you made no deal between you and that branch of service. And nobody owes you anything because it wasn't written down. You got to pay attention to everything that's on paper, black and white, before you sign the dotted line to make sure that you and that branch of service are in agreement and understanding of what it is that each party of that contract is obligated to. And so you don't need to do things fast, right? You can slow down, you can back off. I know sometimes there's pressure. Apparently there was with this officer. "Hey, we only had 10 minutes to read and sign." Well, you should have taken longer, right? You should have taken longer. Understand what it is that you are signing yourself up for. And especially if they're getting ready to send you to a school, same thing when you come in, right? Because sometimes, the way they write it is that your service obligation begins after you complete your school. That's when your 4 years begins, or that's when your 6 years begins. Not while you're going to school, but upon completion. So pay attention to the detail as you're reading these contracts, team. And this dude's trying to use the whole, well, they didn't get everybody to do it, so it shouldn't apply to me. But team, that's not going to hold too much of a grain of sand, if you will. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about how these branches of service. So team, let me know what you think down in the comments below about how the Marine Corps just told this guy, aha, I got you. And what you think may be the future as the military is struggling again with retention and enlistment or recruitment. And we'll keep this conversation rolling. As always, until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.